And we're live. Welcome to the Lakers Outsiders. We are here for, I guess, the final short shorts segment before the madness that will be NBA free agency. I'm joined, as usual, by Harrison Fagan. Harrison, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close is this? 10 being the closest, first being the furthest, to Christmas morning for you?
Oh, it's like probably a 5 or 6 because I'm excited about like the possibilities for the Lakers. But it's like if before you had to open up your presents, you had to do like an elaborate like puzzle to get them open. And so like we're gonna be, I think you know this too. We're gonna be writing a lot and about a lot of unfounded rumors that aren't gonna come true as well. And so you know, you got to eat your vegetables before you get dessert, I guess. But
I guess you didn't grow up in the Irwin household because every time I opened a gift, I had to write, a thesis on why I deserve said gift. But you hinted, you brought up unfounded rumors, and that kind of brings us to our first point today. The unfounded rumor that was the death or the demise of the Lakers free agency allure. Was it Baxter Holmes who had the report today that you and I spoke about just last night?
I think it was him and Larry Kuhn, and I guess hey, it's good news. One of them watches the podcast and just decide they were like, hey, that's a good story. Like those guys are on it. We'll just write this really elaborate report that we clearly did in one night. Not really, but
it's just funny, right? Like league insiders. No, actually, we're the Lakers outsiders. Like, come on, guys, get the name right. And then, I mean, there's no report that really needed to be written. The Lakers, in probably the most dire straits that they've ever been in their franchise, are still now at the top of, the biggest name, I would say, in free agencies, in this currency free agencies list of places that he wants to go. Like, just read between those lines, and it's fairly legible despite having typically nothing there between lines to actually read. But I mean, yay! Let's. All right, Harrison, go ahead, pat yourself on the back. I said that
we broke a story.
Yeah, go us.
Yeah, I just thought the timing of it was funny, but it was kind of cool to get quotes from like even if they were unnamed executive. I mean, I guess there are still like league insiders that do that. I wrote in my report on it, like that explains why the Lakers are linked to every single free agent because there are apparently guys in the league that are still very much afraid of that threat.
Right.
Like that executive said that his theory, I don't know if you read the report, but he said that his theory was that James Harden and Russell Westbrook were going to join up with the Lakers in 2017.
I mean, that'd be great. I think.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say no, but
they're both local kids, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because I know Russell Westbrook is, and I'm almost positive Harden is too. Actually, yeah, he is. Now that I think about it,
maybe Kevin Durant will recruit them. They can build what they didn't get to finish in OKC.
Oh man, and then we can just stomp on OKC forever and those stupid owners that are the worst. I would say, in terms of like, yeah, they aren't racist and they aren't the Knicks and all that, but Oklahoma City's ownership is as bad as it gets. Like they represent everything that I hate in professional team ownership. So I hope they get all three and the Lakers can just show OKC, hey, this is what it would have looked like if your owner wasn't a piece of stuff.
Yeah, it's just like it's funny that they had all those guys and they had the opportunity to really lock that. Like the guys didn't really have an option, like to leave, and they could have just locked in that core, and they decided to like not do that, and potentially by not keeping James Harden, they alienate. And then now with like the results since then, they've possibly alienated like the other guys that stayed. I mean, who knows? I still think, honestly, that Kevin Durant is going to stay there. I don't think he's leaving. Maybe Westbrook does. I don't think. I think those guys stay there long term. But it's possible that's enough. Like you have to, when you can offer the most money, like they will be able to. You have to do something like personally to alienate the guys almost.
Right, and I'll put it this way: there's no way they could have possibly known about the TV money that's coming in. That at that time didn't look like it was coming down the road, right? So, in one sense, we're kind of playing the result here, but
yeah,
I think by keeping those three guys together, and then by extension Serge Ibaka too, by keeping those four guys together, any worry that they might have about losing money because of the luxury tax and because of the way that would have played out is completely nullified by the literally billions of dollars that are about to find its way into the NBA next season. So bummer, OKC, and I guess it's karma for taking away the Seattle Supersonics, who were one of my favorite franchises in the entire league. So, and it's not karma because they were my favorite, but because you screwed over a great basketball city. Moving on to the next little tidbit of news or quotes, or the closest thing we're going to get to news. D'Angelo Russell was on the Jim Rome show today, and Silver Screen and Rolls. Who did the transcribing?
Trevor Lane. He's at 16 Rings NBA. Okay. He transcribed the interview for us, so thank you, Trevor. And Russell, I mean, he definitely has bought into the mystique of the Lakers already. He was just saying, he was asked about what he would tell Aldridge about joining the Lakers, and he just said, man, who doesn't want to be in LA? Starting with that, the franchise is on the come up. They've been so spoiled with winning around here. Losing is not an option. I mean, Portland, he played well. They played well as a team. They made some strides. But LA, just me being out here for the first few days, these few months I was before, there's nothing like it. A lot of guys want to be here. A lot of guys live here in the summer. So many faces that here that you play on the Lakers, you already at the top of the crop in all the people that live here. All the people that live here.
I love the shade he just threw at Portland.
I love this dude's attitude already. He if there was if the Lakers were drafting a replacement for Kobe in terms of attitude, Hazonia is probably he probably would have been number one on that draft board. But Russell's kind of quietly, I think he's number two. And I don't think, given his personality, it's not going to be quiet much longer.
Well, again, like I said last night, I'm not a big Portland fan, and just the amount of shade, you try to do your thing up there in Portland, but bummer, the Lakers are still way better. That's so incredible. Thank you, D'Angelo Russell, for all that shade, all that.
Just that. That's that mindset of Lakers, that's that Lakers fan superiority complex, and he's been here 5 days and he's already picked it up.
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to be very popular in Portland, but we got your back, D'Angelo. Although, hey, have you ever understand?
Yes, that are popular in Portland.
Huh?
There aren't a whole lot of Lakers that are popular in Portland. Probably 20 of the 30 or 20 of the other 29 NBA cities, they consider the Lakers their primary rival. So,
well, I just mean, even by Lakers standards, when you stayed at some of the most successful years in Portland Trailblazers history, outside of the 80s when Bill Walton won one title, but this LaMarcus Aldridge, last year, I thought they were a dark horse title contender before.
I think they were before Wes Matthews got hurt.
Right, before everybody just, fell over dead. I thought they had a really great chance, but, they fell over dead, as typically happens in Portland. Shout out to Greg Oden. But, with this now, you're looking at a Lakers prospect who from, like you said, day one or day five, whatever we want to call it, has completely ingratiated himself into the we are the Lakers, you are the Portland Trailblazers. Enjoy, the dust that I'm about to kick at you. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's already got the bully mindset. Just he's ready to go.
Right. I can't wait till he toasts Damian Lillard and or something to in the third game of the season whenever they play each other. Last little bit, kind of dual topic here before like I said earlier, NBA free agency this year is going to be, I'm probably pretty mad or pretty crazy because of everything that's on the line, the amount of money that's going to be coming into the league, and the amount of teams who have the argument that they are, at or right at title contention, or non-playoff teams that are right on playoff contention's verge. So I would say, the amount of rumors that you and I are probably going to be writing for the next 24, 48, 72 hours are going to be pretty insane, right?
Yeah, well, speaking of rumors, I just saw Sam Amick just broke. I guess Kobe is expected to be part of the LaMarcus Aldridge contingent at 9:01 p.m. tonight.
Awesome. All right.
So
I still don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
He's going to tell him he can teach him how to win.
See, what I would do if I were the Lakers is I would bring D'Angelo Russell. Like given how strong given how charismatic he's been since he's come to the Lakers, why not show LaMarcus Aldridge, hey, we really believe in this kid, and we think that you two can be the core. Kobe can say, you guys can be the core after next season when I retire. I'm going to spend the entire year propping you guys up as the future of this franchise. Why wouldn't you bring D'Angelo along for the ride? And also just for D'Angelo's experience too, right? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I would think he would be more of the selling point, because if you're signing any type of long-term deal with the Lakers, that's the guy you're going to be playing with. It's not Kobe. If he's saying I want to sign a big 1-year deal, check out the franchise, and then check out free agency again next year, then okay, you bring Kobe, whatever. But and he's still he's a legend, and I think we talked about this a little bit last night. These guys that they grew up watching, that does hold some sway, I think. But yeah, you would think Russell would almost be the more important person, because that's the guy that you're going to be with, you would think, for the 5 years. Well, and then or 4 years or whatever.
If I were Kupchak, or if I were Jim Buss, I would just go to D'Angelo Russell and I would say, hey, here are all the analytics we have on LaMarcus Aldridge, where he likes to catch the ball on the court, where he likes to catch the ball physically before he shoots it, and all these things. And if D'Angelo Russell spouts all of that out to LaMarcus Aldridge, and Aldridge sees, hey, this kid's been studying me, and the Lakers have been studying me, and they've put time and investment into how we can play together, that just makes it all the more legitimate as a selling point moving forward, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if he goes in there and he's telling him, here's how I think that you can help me grow my game, kind of as a big man, security blanket or whatever you want to call it, right. Then yeah, I think that that's also something, because some of the rumored stuff there was that he was a little bit jealous of Lillard just coming in and taking the spotlight from him that he feels like he deserves. And so maybe if Russell came in and he was kind of telling him here's why I think that you can help me grow and whatever, then you would think that maybe that would help. Although given what we've just been talking about Russell's personality, that almost seems unlikely. But he's going to walk in there, but Kobe's going to walk in there and tell LaMarcus he can teach him how to win, and Russell's going to tell him he can keep those lessons going once Kobe retires.
I don't know. Part of me loves that about the kid, though, right? That's it's so fun to watch. Oh, that's good stuff. But no, it's just exciting. I mean, tonight is like I said, it's Christmas. It's Christmas morning right now, or I'd say it's Christmas Eve. And in a few hours, we're gonna wake up to potentially the Lakers being.
Everybody wants to sign with the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least those are going to be the reports.
Well, I've been saying all off season to this point. If you're an agent for an NBA player and your client is a free agent, the best way to get leverage for yourself to this point has been to link your client to the Lakers. And you've been seeing that all off season. So you combine that with the star players who still have the Lakers on their list. And that's why last night we brought up the fact that the Lakers are still a free agent destination, unlike any other in the NBA.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, a little tidbit here. Tom Ziller wrote, I believe he writes for SB Nation, right?
SB Nation.
Yeah. So SB Nation's Tom Ziller wrote an extensive article talking about Danny Green and everything he brings to the modern NBA team with his shooting ability and his length on defense and his capability there. That's not where his money is made. It's obviously is one of the best shooters, spot up shooters we've ever seen, right? Like that one playoff run was just incredible that he
Yeah.
Spurs. So where would you rank him? Obviously, DeAndre Jordan is probably the top, your top target. Then LaMarcus, I would say, is probably second. So after that, where would you put Danny Green?
I'd probably have him. He's probably in the top 10 because even though the Lakers, like, they have Kobe Bryant right now this year, they're going to need wing. Kobe will probably play like a fair amount of small forward this year. I think Green can play small forward too in smaller lineups. He's a good defender. And so he's probably in the top 10 because they're going to want to lock that position down for the next couple of years. And even though he's a little older, like, he doesn't have as much miles as or as many miles as a lot of NBA players because there was a length of time where he was out of the league. And so, like, even if he was practicing and stuff, he wasn't playing in 82 NBA games a year.
And his game isn't one that requires a whole bunch of athleticism either. He's a spot-up shooter. So just go stand over there in the corner and be automatic. Like, you could do that for forever.
Yeah, even if his defense falls off a little bit, his shooting still will have value.
Right. I mean,
and his defense, I wouldn't, barring an injury, wouldn't start to fall off until, like, year 4. I would think of, like, that contract. He's what, 27? I think he's like 27.
Right, yeah. And I mean, when I've watched him defend, it wasn't necessarily that he overcomes people with athleticism. It's that he's a smart positional defender, right?
Yeah.
So again, in that sense, that's going to age a lot better than somebody who is just more athletic than whoever they're guarding.
True.
But I'll also say this: Jamison Welsh was on the show either the last week or the week before, and he made a great point in that you always got to be a little careful with these guys who just explode thanks in large part to a system. I'm not saying that his talents don't correlate to any team that he would play on, but he was, like you said, out of the league for a while. Then the Spurs pick him up, and he all of a sudden became a top 10 free agent target for this upcoming season.
Yeah.
So no matter what, though, I don't know if the Lakers are necessarily at the top of his free agency list of destinations he'd like to go. He's from New York. He really likes being in San Antonio, you would think.
I think that the top of his list are going to be the teams that offer him the max, I think.
That's a good point. Yeah. I don't think the Lakers are going to offer him the max.
I don't think the Spurs are either. I don't think they can.
I don't know if anybody can. I mean, who's going to offer him the max?
Okay, probably not the max, but like 12 million, whatever. It's not that far under it.
Yeah, like I still don't. I mean, man, I wouldn't want
from every evaluation I've heard, he's looking at 8 figures.
That's crazy to me. I mean,
it's just because the cap's rising. The cap's going up so much that's going to be a lot less of, like, the total percentage of payroll in a few years.
Right. So, I mean, the issue there, though, is that by doing that, you now take the Lakers completely out of the LaMarcus sweepstakes, right?
Oh, yeah.
So in that sense, it's not worth it to me to, give him that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, he might be one of those guys that's still around, like when, like, the LaMarcus sweepstakes and the DeAndre Jordan sweepstakes have settled.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's still that potential that if they strike out, that he could become a secondary target. But yeah, I guess, I mean, we'll see.
And then to bring this full circle to the topic we opened with, remember earlier on in the season when the Lakers were trudging through an unfortunate season. I believe we brought up, or you mentioned before we came on the show today, that we had brought up at the time Danny Green as a potential free agent target. And it's crazy to see how far free agent targets have gone or come in that time, only a few months ago to now. where you've gone from Danny Green is like, that'd be awesome, to, hey, the Lakers might get LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, but hey, what can having the number 2 pick do for you?
Right. I mean, ask Cleveland what having the number 1 pick did for them with LeBron, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that just about does it today for the short segment. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Harrison, rest up. We have, 6 hours, 6 hours and 20 minutes before, the craziness that's about to ensue. Also, announcement on my part, I already said this on Twitter, but I guess I'll be joining Forum Blue and Gold with Darius Soriano and that crew over there. So really excited to say that, or to announce that. That's going to be awesome. Harrison continues to do great work over there at Silver Screen and Roll. And thanks everybody for, we didn't put Eric's piece up today, right?
We did not.
Okay, good. So this is all we have so far for today for, on our site. And then we'll have a couple rumors that are going to go up here shortly as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And again, our apologies to Forum Blue and Gold.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Darius, get ready for them puns. All right. See you guys.
All right, later.
Oh, gosh, the thing. All right, here we go. Don't be awkward. Don't be awkward. Don't be awkward. Don't be awkward.